Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another video. In this video, guys, we're gonna talk about critics believing that Diddy has tapes with Kanye West, and as such, NSYE is slowly coming out the closet. This is what critics believe, and I want to talk about it because I do respect everyone's opinion, and I believe that oftentimes it is a beautiful thing when we all don't see eye to eye, because we're not robots. We should not be programmed to think the same way and act the same way. We all should have our own uniqueness there, right? And that is what makes humanity so beautiful. Now, when critics say that they believe Sean Diddy Combs has tapes with Kanye West and YA is going above and beyond to basically expose everything that he has done and to, speak out on the behalf of Diddy. People believing those things, I can understand and I can see where they're coming from. But, I'm going to be honest because I did ask myself the same thing quite a few times. I did say to myself, I wonder, could it be that Diddy has tape of, on Kanye West? Because I remember that Drink Champs podcast and where he said he doesn't care if Diddy has him, on tape effing a goat. However, I have to be honest because while it may seem as though Diddy has tapes on Kanye, there are some things about Ye, even through his illness, that never changes. And that is his compassion towards his own people. Because while many may think that he's racist and while many may say, yes, he said that he's racist, I believe that that's just his illness, right? Yes, we do know that he has a preference. He has a preference of being with lighter brighter. But the thing is, I don't want to be disrespectful to, white women, and I'm not being disrespectful nor hateful. So to my lighter brighter girlies, I don't mean this as any harm. But what I want to say is when you look at black men who pursue white women, it is because white women really, they don't push back on a lot of things. When it comes to basically the sexy time, they tend to go, above and beyond to make their men happy. And this is just a personal observation from, men who have dated white women versus when they date a black woman. And I'm talking about, over the years, what I've seen on social media coming from these celebrities. So they're into this kinky-ish, not saying that black women aren't into it, but black women, it kind of tend to have this strong personality. We definitely have a strong personality, and that is because how, we have been treated over the centuries, because it's not just today. Over the centuries, we had to be 10 times stronger, as opposed to a white female. So black women will have a stronger personality. We tend to push back. We tend to fight. We tend to argue because it's like it has been embedded in our genetic code because we're always in survival mode so much. So I believe that when it comes to like the kink side of things, oftentimes the lighter brighter girlies will be more into the kinks, and the black woman, even if they're into the kink, it's as though oftentimes we have this strong personality and we tend to push back on our partners and we set boundaries. Not saying that white women don't do these things, but I do find that men are intimidated, and men are more intimidated by black women. And many people may think that these black men just love white women because of their complexion and because it gives them that status. While that might be half true, it's not entirely factual. When a black man is with a woman, if you listen to these podcasters, they're saying that the black women are too strong. We have too much of a strong presence. We have too much of a strong personality. And as such, oftentimes they really don't know how to be men to us because it's like they already are a man who is, somewhat dealing with women who has that strength of man. So oftentimes they'll go to the lighter, brighter. Now with Ye, I believe that, what I've outlined is the reason why he's with the lighter, brighter, because if Ye was with a black woman, do you think that Ye could be acting this wild and crazy on social media? Absolutely not. He would be hospitalized and institutionalized long ago, and we're going to ensure that he gets the best care ever. And I've even seen this statement from a billionaire. He's white, and I forgot his name. My apologies, but it was a viral TikTok video wherein he says that black women, they have more loyalty, especially when it comes to the downfall of men. It's as though once a man is crumbling and once the world has turned their backs on a man, that man always tend to find a black woman for healing. Whether it may be, he's going to switch from having a white woman to dating black women because he knows that a black woman has the strength to carry him through the time. And for some reason, he said that there's just something about black women when it comes to your wealth, protecting your money. If they're good to you, no one will be able to, take disadvantage of you. So if Ye had a black woman, he wouldn't even be doing half the ish on social media because you know what? She would be treating him like a child. If you want to act like a child, come here, let me treat you like a child. And Ye would have been good long ago because the moment she noticed that he was spiraling, she would find some ways, means, or methods to ensure that he takes that medication, even if she's gonna make some kind of connection with a doctor and say, okay, you're gonna give me that injection needle. You can't do it, but I can inject him. And it's like, that woman is gonna come up with some divine intervention to ensure that, Ye is fixed. While our white girl is there like, no, you guys are like so kind. That's the truth. You guys are like so kind. You guys are like so patient. While with a black woman, we can be patient, but we're just no nonsense person. Like, listen, we don't have any time for this. So I'm just saying that I don't think it is because Diddy has tapes on Ye. I'm just saying Ye loves to be kinky. We can definitely tell that his childhood has something to do with his sex addiction today. And secondly, even before Ye, years ago, this is something that I've noticed. Even though people said that Ye is, racist, he's not. Ye has always been about the brotherhood, and that is what many people don't tend to realize. Ye truly, this may sound somewhat, hypocritical, but it's truth. And I'm talking about this because of actual events, because of his actions and not his words. Because over the years, even though he said what he said about George Floyd, Ye has been doing an amazing job with, financially funding his black brothers and sisters. And this is something that many people don't even know because when Ye gives, he gives from the heart. And as I've always said, he's a gift horse. He loves giving. And, Ye believes that his people, the black community, has been oppressed for so long, and he believes that the Jewish people are at the helm of that oppression. He knows that Sean Diddy Combs' handlers are Jewish, and he has some amount of disdain towards them because of what they did to Michael Jackson, what they did to Prince, what they're now doing to Diddy, and how they treated him. So I'm not saying that him going off and, generalizing is okay, because that is never okay. I believe that we should not attack an entire community because of the, evil works of a few individuals. But we know that the powers that be, when it comes to Hollywood, those people are called Jewish mafia. Some people say the Zionists, but they are in fact that. And there's so many people who have spoken about it. But does it mean that everyone who's Jewish is, like that? Absolutely not. Because I've dealt with Jewish people. I've had, Jewish neighbors. And I can tell you that when you meet some Jewish people, they are single-handedly the most kind, caring, thoughtful human being on this planet. And I've watched a lot of Jewish movies though. I've watched a lot of movies about the Holocaust and, just how they teach you about your spirituality. I find it to be truly beautiful. And one of the longest life lessons that remains with me and will never leave me. And if you hear me ever saying this, I got this, statement. And for me, it's a reinforcement from watching a Holocaust movie. And it was those two men awaiting their fatal moment before they get into that gas chamber. So the two men were, talking or had some kind of debate because they wanted to basically distract everyone else in the room from being, fearful about what is about to go down. And the encouraging word that is embedded within me even till this day is, no matter what or how powerful an individual is, never allow an individual to take away your spirituality from you. Because when you die, that's something that no one can ever take away. Even if in front of their eyes, you're going to say, or you're going to denounce your spirituality, if in your heart and if in your mind you're not what you're denouncing, it really means that you haven't denounced it. It's like you're putting on a front. You're telling a lie just to survive. But in your heart, in your mind, no one can take away that from you. So I'm just saying, I've learned beautiful things from them because you know that Jamaica is like this beautiful melting pot where all religions are welcome. I can tell you that I have, like, for example, I think it's my, well, not think, but it is my great, great, great grandfather who is from Syria. How did he came to Jamaica? Well, back in the 60s, there were a lot of people who had to flee Syria to escape religious prosecutions. And I may look like a black girl, but if you understand how the Syrianese looks and how they walk, and even some, their body type is somewhat different, you will see those little genetics, in me. And I'm a black girl, but, upon closer observation, you will say, okay, she definitely has a few Syria traits going on there. You could see it in my sibling as well. So I'm just saying, when it comes to the topic of religion, religious beliefs, people are going to offend people from every religious background. And I think that it's dangerous when an individual generalizes on that, because when you generalize like that and not point out and call the actual individuals, call them out by their name, it's going to seem as though this entire group of people are bad when that's not the case. So I'm just saying, Ye has a strong disdain towards the Jewish community because of what he knows has been going on. And as such, he has been this kind of person who is on this mission to freedom. He's about the brotherhood. And he's like, okay, you hate my brother Diddy and you're going to do so much to him, but I'm going to show you that he's not alone. all of Diddy's other celebrity friends, they can bail out on him. But I'm gonna lift up my brother because when someone in your circle commits a crime, you guys bury that crime so much. For example, Jeffrey Epstein. This is why we can't get the Jeffrey Epstein file no matter what, because Jeffrey Epstein was a powerful member of you know who, and you know how they are protective of their crimes. And we have to call a spade and a shovel a shovel. So Ye knows even more than what we do to some extent, not in its entirety. And I believe that this is why he's going above and beyond to ensure that he annoys people with Diddy, and he's supporting Diddy unapologetically. But I don't think that it has anything to do with Diddy having tapes on him. Yes, yay. We can definitely see that he has a, freaky side and, a sex addiction thing going on. But I don't think that, he's talking about Diddy and he's supporting Diddy because Diddy has tapes on him. We need to look at things for what they are. I believe that if Diddy had tapes on Ye, just as how he has been saying a lot of things, I believe that he would have said that. And if Diddy does have tape on Ye, which Ye consciously knows about, I think eventually he's going to say it openly and unapologetically because, as I've said, there's some things about him that will never change. If he did something, oftentimes he's going to say yes. What that person said about me is in fact factual. And I'm just saying that the guy has always been donating to the Black community. Why am I saying LGBTQ? If you take, for example, George Floyd, when George Floyd passed, he ensured that he gifted George Floyd's daughter money for her college education, which means that no matter what, yes, he paid for that little girl entire college funding. So Kanye West has sent that girl already off to college. Kanye West started the prison reform program that Kim is now doing because what Kanye realized is that a lot of people from the Black community have been wrongfully imprisoned and they need people to advocate for them and to lobby for them. Kanye West has also participated in a lot more projects that is geared towards helping black people. Rock Nation Brunch was started through Kanye West. He literally started that to help upcoming black artists to basically launch their career. But he was a major part of the inception of the Rock Nation Brunch that you see going on there, which is now controlled by Jay-Z. Jay-Z is Rock Nation and all Rock Nation. So I'm just saying, he doesn't hate his people as people tend to believe because he has been doing philanthropy work with the Black community. He has funded, he has donated, he has gifted a lot. And that is not something that I'm going to take away from him because he's a complete asshole at this point in time. No, I'm going to give him credit where credit is due. Where he's wrong, I'm going to call him out. So I'm just saying, I don't think that, anyone has tapes on him. I think he's just about being truth, what is right. But I also believe that because of the current situation with his mental health, he's not often able to get his points or his intention across so seamlessly. And hence why he's out there with a Jewish symbol, now recruiting skinheads with Diddy-like complexion, because his message is, if Diddy's complexion is an offense to you, I'm going to use it to troll you. I'm going to use it against you. And I'm going to use whatever else is hurtful to you because you've been hurting us. You've been inflicting pain and trauma upon us. So I'm going to turn that energy. I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. But what he's doing, just generalizing and putting everyone in the same box is completely wrong because I've also seen Jewish people who have spoken out on his behalf. I've seen Jewish people who have consistently sent him love, well wishes, and prayers. So I do hope that he gets the help that he needs so that he can put his ideas together better, and he can basically translate his intentions, and his messages with more clarity and direct intent. That's just what I think. But it's your time, guys, to chime in. Let me know what's your take. While you're at it, thumbs up, share, stay safe, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.